The former Finsa plant in Scariff is now being used as a major hub for the storage of personal protective equipment for use in the health service. A huge supply of PPE is now being stored at the facility, enough to supply the country for around 50 days. Once a major employer in East Clare with up to 300 staff on its books, the Finsa facility was used for the manufacturing of chipboard up until 2011. Local independent TD Michael McNamara is pleased the facility can be used to contribute to the fight against COVID-19.
Sourcing PPE was a huge challenge for the state, and the state hasn't met every challenge perfectly, very far from it, but they do have met the challenge of sourcing PPE, and as I say, 50-day supplies stored at the former Finsa plant in Scariff. I'm glad to see the plant used for something, particularly I suppose something that will help to keep people safe and provide reassurance to people in the days and months ahead.
I suppose I'd like to congratulate you on sourcing so much PPE, because obviously there was a huge challenge in sourcing sufficient PPE at the start, and there still is, I'm told, in the world market. I have two questions though with regard to that, and I've seen some of the PPE that you have sourced and stockpiled in the event that it's necessary. I don't wish to go into nursing homes because we'll have a separate session on nursing homes later, but safe to ask, will you provide PPE to nursing homes in the event that they can't obtain it on the open market, which they say they still cannot, in the event that it's necessary, in the event of an outbreak in a nursing home?
So a few very quick comments, Chairman. First of all, we're still very focused on procuring PPE for the rest of the year and through March. We've secured orders now that would see us right now through to March next year. 59 million items arrived just this week of PPE, and 10 million items will arrive next week. And the distribution of those will continue as they have before, primarily large supports to nursing homes provided by the state, and that will continue. And we've received, just to make a brief comment, we've received good procurement reductions in price.
Thank you. In the longer term, obviously it's now strategically important that we have PPE in the event of a further outbreak of COVID-19, or indeed a future pandemic. And there's obviously an issue around Brexit and all of that. But my question is there any plan, a strategic plan going forward? You've done what you've had to do, and you've done it very well, if I may say so, in obtaining the amount of PPE required, but that Ireland would have a stockpile of PPE, or perhaps even manufacture PPE itself, or is there any plan about long-term sustainability?
Yep. Two responses, Chair. We've two immediate stockpiles in both of our major warehouses. Separately, we have been, a strategic plan at the start of this had been to work with other government agencies and departments to scale up existing Irish Indigenous industry to transition them towards PPE manufacture, and we've had some really good successes in that, in certain line items of PPE, particularly masks and gowns, and some gloves as well. So we are working with other departments and agencies to scale up Irish industry capacity. That's where we'd like to see our focus. Obviously, we'll be guided by public procurement.
Thank you, Mr. Reid.
We want to scale them up.